Welcome back to KP's Kingdom, Cooking with KP, and today I'm going to show you how I make my homemade, Greek-styled sausages. Okay, these are lamb and feta sausage. It takes you a little bit of time to make, but it is worth it. Alright, so if you haven't already watched this video where I take a lamb of leg and I make 3 different types of cuts out of it, go back and watch that. But basically what I do is I get a leg of lamb at the right price, of course, and I butcher it up and make up 3 different styles of cut. And one of those styles was, some chunks of lamb that I could make into lamb mince. So I made a diced lamb and a lamb stir fry, and on the right hand side there, that's all those beautiful fatty bits that I want to make my lamb mince. Right, let's make our mince. Now, I have the luxury of having a mechanized mincer, a food processor with a mincer attachment, but I also do have a hand cranked version. Just me and my MS don't see eye to eye with that. So what I'm simply going to do, I'm going to put the largest size die on the end of that mincer, and I'm simply just going to mince this through. Now, if you don't have the luxury of having one of these, the hand crank ones are quite affordable. When I bought mine, it was about $60 or so Australian. So I'm just going to put all of that fat and all of that lamb straight through. And if you watch the video, there was a lot of fat on that meat, and that is exactly what we want, because fat equals flavor and it also equals moisture. So simply just going to put that through once, just like that, and I'm going to add in a little bit of freshly crushed garlic. Now, in total, I used somewhere between 9 and 12 cloves of garlic for these sausages. Now, that was 800 grams worth of lamb pieces and fat that I have been mincing up, and my MS really kicked in here. I forgot to switch on the camera, so I added in 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 2 tablespoons of a very coarse black pepper, and about 2 tablespoons of dried dill, a handful of fresh oregano that I cut up nice and fine with a pair of scissors, 1 lemon's worth, a large lemon, and I used the zest off all of that, and that all goes straight in. Give it a bit of a hand mix through. I'm sorry that I did not get that on film. And of course, more garlic. Very, very simple. Very, very simple flavorings indeed. So I'm just going to give that a little bit of a mix through, just like that, and we can get ready to do our next step. And if you haven't tried making your own sausages before, it is fun and you know exactly what is going into it. Now, as you can see, the nice big chunks of oregano in that mixture at the top. I'm going to put this through once or twice more on that coarse setting, and it's going to help grind up the meat and make everything nice and evenly mixed through. That's the beauty of having a mincer like this. Now, I'm going to go to my second sized die, my medium die. I'm going to put that on, and I'm going to mince through around about half of that meat. I'm going to put the rest of my crushed garlic straight into our mix, just like that. And if you think that's a lot of garlic, yeah, it is a little bit. And I'm adding 200 grams of cubed feta. I've just bought a block of feta from the supermarket and given that a rough chop up. Give that a bit of a mix through. If you feel like you want to break down the feta a little bit more, you can, but our mincer is going to do that for us. So give that a quick mix through, and I'm going to add in just a little bit of salt. Make sure you check the saltiness of your feta first. Alright, just a little more salt goes in. Alright, so I'm going to get this mixture, and I'm going to mince up, as I said, around about half of this mixture through this second die. Alright, just like we are doing right here. And of course, when you go down a size in die, it does take a little bit more effort, a little bit more work to get that mince to come through, or that mixture to come through. Alright, so I'm just going to keep pushing that through, and I'm sorry, there is no way I can get the right camera angle with what I've got. My hand is not going to get in the way of using this mincer. But anyway, we're just going to mince that through. Take your time, it'll just come through just like that. Now, it doesn't look really appealing, I know, but we're not after looks, we're after flavor, and that is exactly what we've got. So just keep working that through, as I said, I'm going to put about half of that in, and I'm going to mix that through with the rest of our sausage. Now, we want a little bit of texture, but we also want everything to combine and get a really nice, even flavor profile all the way through our sausage. All right, so I'm going to actually go back again and put my large die on and give that one last mix through. It doesn't take very long to do. Even if you have a hand cranked unit, just keep pushing that through like that, and it won't take long, and we're going to have this amazing filling for our sausages. Now, I'm going to be using a collagen based casing. You can go to some butchers, they will have fresh casing. You've got to rinse those through. They only last X amount of days. The collagen based casing does last quite a while, so if you want to freeze this afterwards, you most certainly can. Make sure your mixture is coming through on your nozzle. I've tied a knot in the end of our casing. I'm going to turn my mixer on, and I'm just going to put that on nice and slow because I'm doing this solo. Alright, I'm not having any help with this, so I'm just going to keep pushing this through just like I'm doing right there. And if you haven't made your own sausages before, as I might have said before, you don't know what you're missing. But here's the beautiful thing. When you make your own sausage, you know exactly what is going into it. There's no preservatives, there's no additives, it's all killer, no filler. It's just absolutely pure meat. And they will cook a little bit differently to a store-bought or even a butcher-bought sausage, believe me, but it is worth it. So I'm just going to fill these up. Don't go bananas in filling up your sausage casing. We want a little bit of a gap. I'm going to give those a little bit of a twisty like that in between our sausages as we're making them, and just keep making them through. Make them as big or small as you want, and I'll leave that up to you. Again, just give those a twist in between each sausage, just like I'm doing right there. I'm not showing you the whole process, unfortunately, because it did take me a little bit of time, and again, due to my MS, yeah, I'm really uncoordinated doing this stuff. That's why I don't make these all the time. I make them on special occasions, and I thought this was a special occasion. But just keep making those through, just like that, and before you know it, you're going to have a nice, great big pile of sausages that we can cook up. Alright, so there's my sausages that I've made up from 800 grams worth of mince and some feta and herbs. Give them a little bit of a spray with water, cover them, and put them in the refrigerator overnight at least. Just going to let everything just settle, and there we go. Next day, I'm ready to cook. There's my sausages. I'm going to take those out, cut them in between, and the first thing I am going to do actually is give those a little bit of a prick with a sharp fork, just like that, and that's going to help some of the fat escape and some of any gases and air escape as we're cooking them. Otherwise they will explode, and we're trying to avoid that. A little bit of oil in the pan, put your sausages down. You cook them the way you want to. I like to cook mine a little bit slower. Sometimes they explode a little bit if you cook them a little bit too high, and the collagen casing, it will brown, but give it time to do that. But we also want to cook the lamb through quite nicely, and don't forget we've got all that feta and all those herbs to do as well. So I'm just going to put those in just like that and let those cook off for around about 8 minutes aside. And I'm also going to once I've given them a bit of a flip, I'm just going to make sure I prick another couple of holes in there. As you can see, look at all the fat that is coming out of there. There's a little bit of lemon juice from the lemon rind, and all the fat also from the feta. Just serve those up with your favourite veggies. I'm just going to do a little bit of potato, a little bit of a collie and broccoli bake, and there you go. You've got your own homemade Greek style lamb and feta sausages. Thank you so much for watching this video. Really do appreciate it, and love to see you try and make one of these at home if you have the equipment available. Don't forget to share this video with all your friends on all platforms of social media, and don't forget to hit that notifications bell to be notified every time a new video goes up. More importantly, leave a comment. I love reading and I love responding to them. But also, if you want to learn how to do things a little bit old school, a little bit homemade, just like this one, well, you need to come and join the family, my family. Hit the subscribe button and you'll never miss another one of my videos again. I've already eaten these lamb and feta sausages, and I tell you what, they are amazing. Anyway, I will catch you next time. Bye.